Today on Sledhead 24/7, women who really ride. Sledhead 24/7 heads to the deep powder of British Columbia. The ultimate in snow conditions, the best sleds, and a supreme test for the 5 lucky ladies who are ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Our resident gearhead Jeff Fisher discovers the latest news from Polaris. Big Fish saddles up to ride, rate, and review for you. On the weekends, he's a pro snowcross racer, earning the flags and flames on the national circuit. But during the week, it's back to school at Prior Lake High School for Ryley Bester. A bright future for a young racer. Strap in. Sledhead 24/7 starts right here, right now.
Holy smolies, man.
It's Cody Cam on front. Tucker give it Cody Cam. Just put 10G in his pocket.
Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Welcome to another great episode of Sledhead 24/7, your show for everything snowmobile. I'm your host, Chelsea Scorch, and joining me is Jeff Fisher. Jeff and I are hanging out this week at Canterbury Park for Snocross National. Jeff, I heard you had a little bit of fun out in the backcountry, though.
Yeah, I get a phone call from CKMP, which is Carl Kuster's Mountain Park. They told me of a women's clinic that's going on, and they wanted me to join with some very talented women riders. Who am I to argue? I had to show up, check it out.
I've helped with clinics for the last couple years, a couple with Nadine at La Nina sled camps, and then we wanted to start something a little bit different at CKMP. The idea was we definitely wanted to come to CKMP for the CKMP experience, and they really wanted to have some more individual attention, focus on 1-to-2 ratios where you could get a lot of guidance and a lot of skill training. And then that way you could come to the table at the end of the day and talk to every other woman that was out there.
I have not ridden more than probably half an hour in my whole life, and then came out here and just went for it. We first walked in this morning to kind of get ready. Shelly has her laptop open up, and she has maps and everything, and she's going through the avalanche training and things that we should have downloaded on our phone just in case we get lost, and beacons, and they honestly have the full setup to make me feel comfortable and safe. Even as a very, very novice rider, it made me feel comfortable that they're doing their research so that I can be safe and that they're taking care of us.
We're gonna roll up a ridge line to some like kind of open bladed trees and stuff. Cool. So it'll be a nice area, and hopefully it's gonna be sunny on the sun. At least looks a little cloudy. So
Let's saddle up.
I bought my sled originally for cross-training purposes so I could have a handlebar sports during the winter. Originally I raced World Cup for years and years. Didn't find anything else that matched up to wrestling a 500, 400, 500 pound machine in the snow to mountain biking. So that was a huge thing for me to kind of gain momentum in my sport.
I just love the sport of snowmobiling. It's a whole nother world when you're on the mountaintops, getting to those zones that no one else can really see.
Well, I like to hike and everything else, but this definitely brought me to places that I honestly could not hike or even imagine to. So just seeing the beautiful trees with snow, and then we were able to ride down during the sunset, and you can see the mountain range, and it was just so beautiful. More beautiful than I could ever imagine, honestly.
we look at terrain differently, we ride differently. Obviously our bodies are different, we don't have the same strengths, so we have to manage the terrain differently.
Riding with the girls is a whole different aspect than riding with the guys. I find riding with the girls, if you see that girl pull that one line that is a little sketchy, a little hairy, but she does it, you can do it.
I think sleds today make it easier for ladies to experience the thrilling things that snowmobiling offers to us
and the support. Like, you need the group support there for you, and it builds your confidence to have other women and watching them what they can achieve, and you're like, why can't I do that? Of course I can. Look what she just did. I can do that too. It's really, really key.
just do the same steps. You're already counter steered, put your foot there, and you're gonna step out. And I always say like a crab, just because you don't want to put your foot back and you don't want to step right here. You want to actually knock the sled over.
Most rewarding about doing clinics is the excitement I get from the girl individually. Because you go out with your boyfriend, you go out with your husband, you go out as a novice rider, and there's a lot of key factors that people don't realize that you need to know when you're out in the backcountry. And my honestly excitement, and I am one of those girls that I'm like instantly jumping on that sled like, yeah, you got it. I might even get more excited than the girls do sometimes, because you see it click in their head, and the excitement they get, it just makes me that much more excited.
When I first started, there was nothing like riding clinics out there, especially for women. And you're gonna work with your spouse or your boyfriend or other people around you, and these types of clinics are gonna make you advance quicker, faster. I think it's really important that when you start out that you get the right coaching right away.
Using brake control and throttle control, as well as like when you get stuck on your own, not relying on someone else, how to do things on your own actually. So I think she had some really great tips that I never heard about before actually.
Yeah, don't hesitate to go to a camp like CKMP. You'll love it, you'll never regret it. It's worth it in every way.
I definitely would ride again with an all-girls group for sure. I think that there's a lot of great riders out there, and it's just a lot of fun and the camaraderie in that. So yeah, for sure I would.
I would say if you're getting into this sport, don't worry, we all started somewhere. So we all had to make that first step, we all had to make that hard day, we all had to learn those skills. I would say at the end of the clinic, you should have a good understanding of where you sit in your skin. You should have a good idea how you feel and what you're going to be able to do on the mountain. So when you get done, you should be able to feel a little bit more confident to be a better sledder. Girl power!
Chelsea, it just shows that snowmobiling is for everybody.
It was a lot of fun to watch how much progress the ladies made from the start to the end of the clinic. Make sure you guys don't go anywhere. There's more Sledhead 24/7 to come right after this.
Meet a high school senior whose extra credit is racing Snocross on the national circuit when Sledhead 24/7 roars back. Class is in session for Ryley Bester. When Jeff Fisher takes on an assignment, there's no half-stepping. Big Fish shares the latest news from Polaris. Spoiler alert, it's fast. And later, he races for one of the legacy team of Snocross, but still keeps his humble roots. You can find Corin Todd on the podium or keeping his customers well-stocked with Amsoil. Sledhead 24/7 is back in a jiffy. Sledhead 24/7 is brought to you by Amsoil, runs on freedom, by Polaris, by Arcticat, Skidoo, that Skidoo feeling, by FXR, extreme adaptability for all conditions, and power by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
I'm Jeff Fisher.
And I'm Chelsea Scorich.
And you're watching Sledhead 24/7.
One of the things from Model Year 19 that we are super excited about is the Indy Evo. And what Evo is a gap filler in the marketplace. And people have talked to us about this for years, where there's sleds for kids and there's full-size sleds for generally more experienced riders. But what about something for those people who are in between, maybe less experienced, maybe a smaller person? What Indy Evo is a purpose-built sled for newer riders. And so it has just the right ergonomics to fit a broader range. It's got a throttle that's really easy to squeeze. It's lower so that it feels less tippy for a new rider. And it's limited to 50 miles per hour. And so what that means is that a new rider can feel immediately confident on the sled, they can ride it safely, and they can gain confidence just as a snowmobiler. Into the future, they can maybe expand the Evo with the kit that we have for increasing performance and raising it up to a full-size sled stature, or maybe they'll move on to another full-size machine. But in the meantime, Evo was a great sled to get somebody into the sport and getting them confident riding snowmobiles.
Today we went to northern Minnesota and I rode the Polaris Evo for the very first time. With my family being into riding my whole life, this is the first year that I've actually gotten really into it, riding snowmobiles. My brother brought home the Polaris Evo and riding it around the house for a little bit was fun, but being able to bring it out on the trails was very fun as well. The Polaris Evo was probably, being that there is other snowmobiles out there, was probably one of my favorite ones. For me being a beginner, being on the trail with my brother, it was a lot of fun, even though he had a faster sled and the Polaris Evo only being able to go 50 miles an hour. I was still able to keep up with him and have fun on the trail as well.
I love the idea of that Polaris Evo. To see something that my kids can ride, get out of the house, enjoy the outdoors, get hooked on snowmobiling the way that I am is fantastic. And the speed limit, being able to limit how fast they can go on it, is comforting as a parent.
Mostly excited that the younger market is really being revamped. We're trying to get customers and consumers into this market early, and the Indy Evo really does that well. I found that in the past, some of those entry-level sleds were a little bit small for adults to ride, but I put some time on it, and let me tell you, it's a blast even for full-size, big guys. That 550 motor, it works really, really well. With the ability to, put a different ECU in it and really tune it up, you can use that sled for years to come.
Absolutely, I will ride this snowmobile again. Me being a new rider to this sport, the Polaris Evo will probably be my favorite. I'll be riding that for many years until I am comfortable enough to be riding a bigger snowmobile out on the trails.
When Sledhead 24/7 returns, we'll head into the hollers to meet a racer who stays close to his roots. But first, time for Len Groom and his Amsoil Tech Tip.
Cold temperature performance of two-stroke snowmobile oil is critical. The oil needs to move in extreme cold temperatures. In fact, it's such an issue that we went to the lab at Amsoil and we put some of the popular manufacturers' products next to ours, and we actually poured them at extreme cold temperatures. This is what's going on inside your engine. If the oil doesn't move, the engine can seize up. For more information on any of our two-stroke products, check out amsoil.com.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jeff Fisher.
And I'm Chelsea Scorch.
If you love snowmobiling, watch this one.
One racer who's paid his dues? Corin Todd. After a few seasons as a privateer, Corin showed his skills and is now a full-time racer for one of the legacy teams of Snocross, Team Judnick.
Yeah, racing for Judniks has been great. We all get along really well. The atmosphere is great. There's really no pressure other than to give it 100%, and that's what we're here to do. They give it their all, and I want to do the same for them. And we're always improving, so it's really fun racing for these guys, and I look forward to the rest of the season with them.
Corin is on the top of his game, but remains true to his roots. You see, Corin has been an Amsoil distributor for years at home in New York.
Being a racer, we're using Amsoil products all the time, on our race sleds, on our equipment to get our race sleds to the track.
Even with his hectic race schedule, Corbin still keeps his customers supplied.
Local snowmobilers, what are they buying from you guys?
Some people want the Dominator to deal with the high heat, deep snow. Some people just need the good old synthetic 2-cycle oil.
At a recent race, Corin just had to check out the lineup of his favorite oil.
This is their synthetic polymeric grease. It's a low temp chassis and equipment grease. We also use it in our sleds because it performs very well at low temperature. Yeah, out on the trail, the Interceptor product, a little bit cleaner. It's designed more for the trail rider, that their maintenance intervals are stretched out a little bit longer. In the wintertime, traveling in these harsh conditions, diesel pickups are prone to gelling. This diesel cold flow improver here will solve those issues. It performs very well down to low temperatures.
At times, he can seem bigger than life.
We made some big improvements over the break, so now I just got to get used to being up front again. Hopefully I get to take this home. I want this for my shop. It's kind of cool seeing yourself on a cardboard cutout.
But Corin is only 25 and hitting his stride, and he'll always get Amsoil to his customers.
I've been racing Snocross for 20 years, and the competition, it's like home to me. Being out on the racetrack, I enjoy every minute of it. The camaraderie with the other racers on the track, the respect we have for one another, and then going out and putting our friendships to the side and competing head to head. And then when the race is over, a lot of us are still friends. So it's a lot of fun for me.
It's back to school for Ryley Bester. The pro racer mixes snowcross into his senior year of high school. Sledhead 24/7, back in a flash. Sledhead 24/7 is brought to you by Amsoil, runs on freedom. Rocks, your rider position specialists. Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. By Stud Boy, traction with an attitude. Ziegler Cat, exceptional service backing the best equipment. And by U.S. Air Force, aim high.
Welcome back to Sledhead 24/7. One fun thing about Snocross is that there's always somebody new, an up-and-coming rider, rookie if you will. One rider that we're keeping an eye on this year is Ryley Bester.
Yeah, Ryley Bester. So hang on tight, we're gonna go check out Ryley Bester's lifestyle.
On the weekends, he's a pro snowcross racer, earning the flags and flames on the national circuit.
And we're racing in Duluth. The Pro Light final heads down the stretch. Peltier doing, and look who's out front. Ryley Bester on the 151. He is new to Pro Light. He is leading his first Pro Light final. Over the Amsoil finish line, it's Bester. It comes your leader, the Air Force Flyaway. There's second, there's third. The battle rages at the top of the hill. Ryley Bester, a half a straightaway away from a win. Boy, he can see those double checkers. Here they come. Down the stretch comes Ryley Bester. The checkers fly. Ryley Bester wins in Duluth.
I'm beyond excited. I couldn't ask for a better team. Everyone around me, family, friends who helped me get to here, and I just can't believe it.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
But during the week, Ryley Bester prowls the hallways and classrooms as a senior at Prior Lake High School.
Well, it's a big school. It's a very academically competitive school. And it's really great to see that Ryley's able to balance passion for his sport with his academics and success in both areas.
Well, it kind of sucks. I wish I was done with school, obviously, but it's pretty cool to come back and tell all the stories from the weekends to my friends and stuff and brag a little bit. Yeah, most of my friends, actually all of them think it's super cool and constantly texting me over the weekends, asking how I'm doing, and most of them even watch online, live stream, so it's pretty cool. Pretty good at math. It's one of my favorites, just because it comes pretty easy.
Ryley is a superstar. Ryley is a great friend. He's always got your back, and I'm really fortunate to have him in my life.
Great job, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Back at the track, Ryley shares a little of his world as a professional racer.
So this is our big rig. This is where all the magic happens. Home away from home.
So I'm on Fratellone Racing. I've been on their team my whole career, and they're just amazing. I couldn't ask for a better team to be a part of. So these are the team moms cooking dinner every week, or lunch and dinner every weekend.
Wild rice soup and ham and Swiss Sammies.
Biggest thing we got to achieve this year is failures and wins and how to balance them.
Any line looks good, but once it gets rough, I just look for smooth lines and fast lines.
Come Monday morning, Ryley is back to school, hitting the books, and he can hardly wait to get back to the track.
You know, that was sure a cool story about seeing what makes Ryley Bester tick.
Yeah, he's certainly a dedicated rider and a great role model for young riders. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have this week for Sledhead 24/7. I'm your host, Chelsea Skorich.
And I'm Jeff Fisher, where we ride, rate, and review, because you know what? That's what we do.
And we'll see you on the trail.
If you have a great story idea, or know a wonderful place to ride, or a favorite lodge, please let us know. Fish, Chelsea, and the Cub are always live at sledhead24-7.com.
Hey Joe, the Canadian Baxter.
Okay, perfect.
Can you sit? No, he does not. If you're gonna make me do tricks, I'm out of here.